Many Ukrainian refugees will wish to stay in Europe, closer to their homes. But we've also will welcome 100,000 Ukrainians to the United States with a focus on reuniting families.
Right now, as the U.S. now prepares to bring in refugees from Ukraine, what does that mean for Wisconsin? A look at some of the questions for the state. Also, an attorney for Michael Gableman tells legislators they cannot decertify the 2020 presidential election as they continue to push for withdrawing the state's 10 electoral votes. And Madison police look to crack down on speeding in the city. The concerning statistics regarding traffic safety in Madison and the state. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. A massive federal announcement could come with big implications for Wisconsin. The U.S. will welcome up to 100,000 refugees from Ukraine. That news broke today as the Afghan refugee crisis is hardly over, with more than 74,000 of them so far getting temporary or permanent refuge here. Wisconsin welcomed hundreds of permanent Afghan refugees in the last few months, and we get the chance to do that again for Ukraine. However, there are more questions than answers at this point. Naomi Coles explains what we know.
Something to keep in mind is that refugees tend to resettle near family or at least in communities from their home country. Wisconsin's Ukrainian refugee population is relatively small, with exactly 100 resettling here between 2001 and 2019. Most are in Green Bay or Milwaukee, but Madison has welcomed a few, and we're ready for more.
I really do want to stress that we're here for refugees no matter where they are from.
The executive director of Madison's only resettlement agency for refugees, Jewish Social Services, is watching national news with some concern.
I'm really wondering who has capacity. I'm really nervous about that because we've already resettled more this year than we typically do in an entire year.
Today, the federal government announced that thousands of Ukrainian refugees will be welcomed in the U.S.
Many Ukrainian refugees will wish to stay in Europe, closer to their homes. But we've also will welcome 100,000 Ukrainians to the United States with a focus on reuniting families.
Here in Madison, JSS is just catching their breath from resettling nearly 75 Afghan refugees. That alone is more than any other year in the past, but doesn't include refugees they're still resettling from other countries.
It's a huge increase, and we've hired more staff, but it's been overwhelming because we get very little notice, particularly with the Afghan refugees.
Getting refugees a home, money, and a support community here is no easy task.
Anyone who knows the housing market in Madison, trying to find a safe place on a bus line that is affordable with less than a week's notice is just asking for trouble.
They're ready to do it all again for Ukrainian refugees. But pretty much every question still doesn't have an answer as they wait on the feds and then the state to decide if, how many, and when. Now, really, the biggest question at this moment is whether incoming refugees from Ukraine will fill existing slots that resettlement agencies like JSS are planning for, or if this means expanding their overall capacity yet again.
The Biden administration is working on changes to the U.S. asylum system. They've been working on regulations that would settle claims more quickly and help with a massive backlog in immigration courts. The plan is to let asylum officers decide what should happen instead of having to wait on an immigration judge. Officials say they will need to bolster staff to make this work, and they'll likely get started this summer. And let's check your certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
Well, it's cloudy in the backyard, Charlotte, but at least it's not raining or snowing right now. It was earlier this afternoon. Let's start out by taking a look at visible cloud track. You can see the clouds widespread across most of Wisconsin. The northern part of the state had some sunshine, and it's actually been a little bit warmer there. But you can see on Doppler track, most of the steadier rain and snow is out over Lake Michigan or across the lake into lower Michigan. Just some light rain and snow showers, mainly from Madison on toward the south and east through the Janesville and Milwaukee areas. But to the north and west, most of the precipitation has probably ended and should end in most areas early this evening. High temperatures so far today only in the middle 30s in Madison, 39 in Janesville, most areas mid to upper 30s, but these are also close to our current temperatures. We actually may see temperatures rise another degree or two before they start falling later on tonight, and they're not going to fall very far because of the cloud cover. So look for an overnight low of about 34 in Madison. Another round of snow and rain showers moves through tomorrow with a high of 41 around lunchtime, and the temperatures holding steady through the afternoon. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast for a cold weekend and then more rain and snow chances next week.
A conservative state representative is frustrated with what he heard in the Assembly Elections Committee this morning. Political reporter Will Keneally was there and explains why.
We heard testimony in that committee hearing. An attorney who works with elections investigator Michael Gableman said it is too late to overturn the 2020 election. Representative Tim Ranthan was frustrated to hear that. He's pushing the state assembly to pass a resolution to overturn the state's 10 electors that voted for President Biden in the Electoral College.
Continue to express to the leadership of both the House and the Senate, which would be Speaker Voss and Majority Leader Lemieux, that you demand an extraordinary session to hear AJR 120.
The legislature has already gavelled out for the year, meaning that this is unlikely that they will return for what's called an extraordinary session, like what Rantham is calling for. Rantham also responded to news that Assembly Speaker Robin Voss may withdraw subpoenas as part of the elections investigation. He said any backwards movement in the investigation would be a mistake.
Will, thank you. Governor Evers wants to present more evidence to the state Supreme Court to accept his redistricting maps. The governor also asked the state court to consider making a change to his map to reduce the number of black majority assembly districts from 7 to 6. Yesterday, the U.S. Supreme Court rejected Evers' version. The U.S. Supreme Court's decision on Wisconsin's maps is the first time they've rejected a state's version this cycle. The man accused of shooting someone at Madison's temporary men's shelter and threatening others a year ago is pleading guilty to attempted homicide. Ronald E. Stevens reached a plea deal today. Stevens was briefly found not competent to stand trial last June before he was ruled competent in September. Police said the victim, who survived, had a punctured lung and a graze wound on his shoulder. The incident caused the city to increase security at the temporary men's shelter and require weapons screening. Police in Lake Delton are looking for a dog that went missing after the car it was inside of was broken into. Officers say there were multiple car break-ins at the Wisconsin Dells Outlet Mall yesterday. One of the robberies involved a suspect holding a gun up to a van driver while taking things from inside that van. The missing dog is a tan 16-month-old Cavapoo named Mabel. Police were able to identify the suspect's car as a blue Ford F-250 truck, but could not continue to chase it because of unsafe weather conditions. If you have seen this truck, you should call Sauk County Dispatch. An arraignment date is set for the woman charged in the baby Teresa death investigation. Karen Luttinen faces one count of concealing the death of a child after law enforcement identified her as the biological mother of the baby. She told investigators when the child was born, the umbilical cord was wrapped around the baby's neck. The 45-year-old was released from jail late last week after posting bond. Now to an update on that Amber Alert of a 3-month-old baby in Milwaukee yesterday. Police say they've arrested a 14- and 16-year-old girl in connection with the abduction. A 19-year-old Milwaukee man, 33-year-old Milwaukee man, and 56-year-old Milwaukee man were arrested on unrelated charges. Criminal charges will be referred to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office in the coming days. Well, today, Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes and Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway discussed some big ideas on how to address traffic safety in the city. So far this year, there have been 18 serious injuries compared to 11 last year at this time. There have also been 5 deaths compared to just 1 at this point last year. There are 3 main areas of concern for the city: Mineral Point Road, the Beltline, and East Washington Avenue. Those 3 roads alone account for 57% of all traffic-related deaths in Madison.
Doesn't mean that if they're speeding on your neighborhood, in your neighborhood, we won't address that. But it does mean that these 3 that I just mentioned are identified as what we call our high injury network.
If you are going to get behind the wheel of a car, please drive safely. Please prioritize people in your actions, and remember that as someone in a car, you are actually the safest person in an interaction with a pedestrian or a bicyclist.
This year, there has been a 25% increase in overall citations and warnings compared to this time last year. And East Wash and the Beltline account for 35% of all citations issued. Chief Sean Barnes said that he is going to need the community's help to make sure the city achieves its goals. In a span of a few hours, the department wrote more than 30 tickets. This issue isn't just in Madison. Statewide, there has been an increase in deaths on the road. There have been 102 deaths on Wisconsin roads so far this year. That is compared to 82 at this time last year, a year that had 600 total. It was also the highest level seen in the last 6 years. Speed is a huge factor when analyzing conditions of most crashes, as it is one of the leading causes of deaths. David Pabst from the Wisconsin DOT tells us there's something simple we can do to avoid these conditions.
Slow down. My gosh, what is the rush? You know, the speed limits are designed to protect you. Obey them. Wear your seatbelt. Put your phone down, like we said earlier. Don't drive impaired. You know, whether it's drugs or alcohol, just plan ahead and get a safe ride home. We have to get back to basics, and people have to start taking ownership of this. It is something that they have to decide.
Pabst also said that the culture around speeding needs to change in Wisconsin, and that if you're driving with a friend or family member and they start speeding, say something. Set an example. Otherwise, we will continue to see a rise in fatalities. Coming up, CBD product sales have exploded over the past few years, but are their labels misleading people? What a UW-Madison study found in some of the products. And a new study into Wisconsin's housing market, the dramatic increase in real estate sales from the last 2 fiscal years.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Enjoy great savings this month and get 30% off a complete pair of glasses.
Has the winter taken a toll on your roof? Call Feldco today and get free installation on your roofing project. Plus, no interest until 2023.
Ah, fresh coffee.
Hurry, free installation and soon. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
During the Mattress Madness sale at Steinhafels, save big on all the best brands of mattresses at the best prices, in stock and ready for delivery. Like a Beauty Rest Black Queen mattress, starting at just $19.99. And you'll get $200 in Steinhafels cash. Get a Queen Tempur-Pedic for just $21.99 and get $200 in Steinhafels cash. And with Steinhafels special financing and free delivery, you can't make a mistake. It's the Mattress Madness sale. Relax, it's Steinhafels.
Fur, you won't faze me. Unlike Zyrtec, Allegra won't make me drowsy.
Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin. So take Allegra before allergy symptoms take over you. And for kids, try allergist-recommended non-drowsy children's Allegra.
Wow. No braces, everything's hands-free. I wasn't so lucky.
Invis is not your parents' braces. Invis is faster than braces and the clear aligner brand most trusted by doctors, Invisalign.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical recommends a comprehensive eye exam annually. Schedule your exam at shopko.com.
CBD products are booming in popularity, but new research from the UW-Madison says many of those products on the market don't actually contain what they claim. In a study analyzing the contents of 39 CBD-infused items, just 6 of them were accurately labeled. Beverages were the least likely to be accurately labeled. 78% contained less than 90% of the CBD they were supposed to have, while 7% had 110% or more CBD than indicated. Thousands of Wisconsinites are urging Congress to act now to lower prescription drug prices. In a virtual press conference today, AARP delivered a petition that more than 125,000 people signed to Senator Tammy Tammy Baldwin, asking for Congress to take action. Senator Baldwin said that she supports giving Medicare the power to negotiate for lower drug prices. She also discussed the high price of insulin. The price of the drug hadn't changed in 100 years, but nearly doubled between 2012 and 2016. Baldwin listed that one of the reasons for her supporting the Affordable Insulin Now Act. Wisconsin's housing market is still going strong. A recent study found revenue from fees on real estate sales in 2021 totaled more than $132 million during the fiscal year ending June 30th, an increase from nearly $97 million in revenue for the prior fiscal year. The median value of single-family residential properties transferred in Wisconsin increased from $126,500 in 2016 to $170,000 in 2021. When we come back, the Bucks are doing something tonight that they have never done in their team's history. Plus, a rare and unique weather event is hitting eastern Antarctica. What a Madison College alum who just got back from the continent is saying about it.
Celebrate Furniture and Appliance Mart's biggest anniversary appliance sale inside Ashley of Madison. Save as much as 40% off in-stock special buys and special no-interest financing for 12 months on appliances. Only at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
You heard it was a hit. You heard it was a smash. A wonder. A phenomenon. An international sensation. But you haven't heard them.
Hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Dairy farms disappearing, prices up, COVID's still not gone. And what's Ron Johnson done? Voted against new jobs and told us to take mouthwash to cure COVID. I'm Sarah Godlewski. I grew up in Eau Claire where we're more interested in common sense than conspiracies. That's how I've run the state treasurer's office, and common sense is what, quite frankly, we could use in Washington. Practical ideas that just help people, not mouthwash. I'm Sarah Godlewski, and that's why I approve this message.
Ashley's biggest scratch and save anniversary sale ever. We have millions of dollars of inventory with savings up to 50% off on doorbusters. And finance your entire purchase interest-free for 5 years. All at Ashley, Wisconsin's #1 furniture and mattress retailer.
Believe it or not, there's a heat wave going on in Antarctica, and it has some scientists stunned. Madison College's Lee Wellhouse recently returned from the usually frigid continent. He says an atmospheric river is hitting Antarctica, bringing in a lot of clouds and moisture. Temperatures on the eastern part of the continent are nearly 7 degrees warmer than normal.
So it's weird for a couple reasons. One, really tall, really cold location, but seeing 30 degrees Celsius increases in temperature when it's night, which is pretty rare. And that's sort of why we're sort of interested in what's going on. We're seeing it in our weather stations, and we're also seeing it with the satellites.
He says while these kinds of events do happen from time to time, the location and strength of this event make it unique. As for if climate change is to blame, Wellhouse says it is too early to tell at this time. Well, some of you may have seen some snow today as the cold and wet week continues. Here's Gary with your complete forecast.
Yeah, we're still seeing snow and rain showers south and east of Madison for the most part. West and north of town, it looks like most of the precipitation has ended, and the steadier rain and snow that we had yesterday has moved out across Lake Michigan and into lower Michigan and is moving away from us. Now, the next weather system will bring us a chance for some rain and snow showers tomorrow afternoon. Could be followed by some breezy conditions here, but the strongest winds will stay out to the west, where wind gusts could hit 45 miles miles per hour across parts of Iowa, Minnesota, and into the Dakotas, where wind advisories are in effect for tomorrow. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Another round of snow and rain showers for tomorrow. Again, temperatures should be in the upper 30s to around 40, so I'm not looking for any snow to stick to the ground, but it's possible there could be a couple of heavier snow bursts. I'll have to watch out for that. Remember those snow squall warnings that we had about a month or so ago? It's possible if the snow becomes heavy enough that one of those might need to be issued, but right now temperatures should be a little warmer than the last event. The winds won't be quite as strong. Cold weather though for the weekend. No rain or snow, but temperatures only reaching the middle 30s for highs and nighttime low temperatures Sunday morning dropping into the teens. And then another round of showers Tuesday and Wednesday. Now there could be some mixed precipitation, some light sleet, some light snow, some light freezing rain Monday night into Tuesday morning. And then Tuesday night, as temperatures warm into the upper 40s on Wednesday, we could even see a few thunderstorms mixed in as well. Right now temperatures are coldest across our part of the Midwest. It's actually warmer over northwestern Wisconsin where there's some sunshine. Farther out to the west there's a narrow little band of milder air, but a cold front is already cutting that off, and you can see a narrow band of showers moving through eastern portions of North Dakota into northwestern Minnesota. That's the leading edge of the colder air there. So again, we're not going to see those 60s. We'll be a couple degrees warmer than today, but that's about it. And you can see the rain and snow showers here. Western part of the country pretty dry, but the mild weather will stay out to the west of us because that jet stream pattern is just bringing in colder air from Canada and filtering it down into the Midwest. And again, this next front, while it's rain showers now, by the time it reaches us, will be a mixture of rain and snow showers because it'll arrive during the morning hours where temperatures will be a little bit colder. And then, of course, this mild air between the warm front and the cold front just get pinched off. The cold front will be moving much more quickly than the warm air. And unfortunately, the warm air gets pushed aloft and doesn't reach down to the ground. So temperatures are in the 30s here, 40s to our north and west. We'll probably see lower 40s tomorrow, but then that colder air waiting in the wings to the north and west. Again, a warm up to our west, but we're not going to see that kind of a warm up. Maybe a couple of degrees and then colder weather after that. You can see that on Future Track. Notice that band of showers, it starts changing to snow as it moves into Wisconsin. We'll see a mixture of rain and snow showers during the day tomorrow. And then as that clears out, even colder air moves down for the weekend. Tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 41 degrees. Again, some rain and snow showers late morning into the midday and afternoon hours, but nothing that should really stick to the ground. Future Track shows cloudy skies overnight. Then the rain and snow showers developing tomorrow during the morning, moving through during the afternoon. Temperatures start to fall off as the precipitation ends tomorrow night. And then by Saturday morning, we're down into the middle 20s. Highs only in the mid 30s for the weekend, up to around 40 on Monday. Some mixed precipitation Monday night into Tuesday, maybe a thunderstorm by Wednesday. Chilly weather continuing for the end of next week.
The Milwaukee Bucks are continuing to celebrate Women's History Month. Tonight, the team will have its first female public address announcer in Bucks history, Bonnie Olson. She's currently the PA for the UW women's basketball, volleyball, and softball teams. Olson posted this photo on Twitter saying she'll do her best not to screw up our favorite players' names.
And coming up in sports, the Wisconsin softball team heads into Big Ten play red hot, while the Badgers say it's all about climbing the ladder. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Create your perfect room for relaxing, entertaining, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get up to $6,500 off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today. Patio enclosures.
Govan Cars is having a huge winter sale with the largest selection of vehicles under $15,995 or $249 per month. That's right, don't miss out on our winter sale with the best selection of SUVs, cars, or vans under $15,995 or $249 per month. We have one of the largest selections of vehicles in Dane County with over 500 vehicles in stock. So just come on in and ask for me, Crystal the Pistol, Govan. Go to Govan Cars, east or west.
You gotta go to Govan, GovanCars.com.
When you need a paint to fit your lifestyle, Menards has got you covered. From protecting against this, or covering this, to refinishing this, we have a paint for you. You also need it in this color, or even this color. We can do that. Stop in and talk to one of our paint professionals to make your colors come to life. Pick up a gallon of DuraClean interior flat paint for only $14.98 after sale price and mail-in rebates.
Do
Do you suffer from erectile dysfunction? Peak Performance for Men uses an advanced form of acoustic wave therapy, restoring normal and natural functionality where it counts most. Call now and receive an ultrasound. Your initial consultation all for free. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
At Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, the switch is always on. It guarantees the highest average payout percentage in the region. This leads to better odds and more wins than any place else around. Nobody messes with the switch.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Create your perfect room for relaxing, entertaining, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get up to $6,500 off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today.
Patio enclosures.
History has shown vaccines can save lives.
Tomorrow, our Time for Kids expert explains which ones are important to your child's overall health.
Additional chances for rain and snow continue to move into the picture. I'll break this down tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
The Wisconsin softball team closed out their non-conference schedule on a tear. They've won 5 straight, 9 of their last 10, and they've done it against tough competition. So far this season, UW has faced 7 teams ranked in the top 25, and that early success has this squad ranked 24th in the country. And as they begin Big Ten play this weekend, the Badgers are focused on one thing: climbing the ladder.
Ranked or not ranked, we always have something to prove and we always have work to put in. But I think it is cool to see that, like, coming off of a few weekends, we're always climbing the ladder.
This is not a group we have to worry about them being too confident. I think if anything, they have no idea how good they are. So I have talked about it with this group just because they're talented. It hasn't all clicked yet. But if we've held our head above water with the schedule we've had, I think really big things could happen now.
It's been a historic first year on the ice for Tommy Upton and the Madison Capitals. 2 years ago, they won a total of 12 games. This year, they're already at 26, and they still have 9 games to play. And those 26 wins helped the Mad Caps become the winningest team in franchise history. And now that the wins are here, the focus has shifted to be the first Mad Cap team to drop the puck in the playoffs.
We've got multiple goals for the year, and that was one of our first ones to check off. So we're very proud that we were able to accomplish that, and now that's completely done. It doesn't really matter as much anymore, and we got to turn our focus to our next goal, which is being the first team to make playoffs.
Playing and being a Capital has been unreal. The city's awesome. The fans behind us are awesome. So to do it for them would be everything for us.
Another day, another receiver leaving Green Bay. Today, it's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. The Packers' 5th-round pick in 2018 is heading to Kansas City after signing a 3-year deal with the Chiefs. In 59 career games, MVS has 123 catches for 2,153 yards and 13 touchdowns. And in case you missed it yesterday, Trent Hilger announced he's coming back for 1 more year of Badger wrestling. The 285-pounder is a 2-time All-American and a 4-time NCAA qualifier. Gary, if you're keeping track at home, that's now 4 returning All-Americans next year for Chris Bone.
It's always a good thing to know.
Okay, final check.
Well, we've got some rain and snow showers out there, mainly to the south of Madison. Those should end early this evening.
All right, thank you. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here after the late game.